Welcome. Common Sense Media has a lot of new things going on in education, and we'd like to share some of that with you. So let's talk about what's new with Common Sense Education. I'll be sharing with you several new tools and programs that we're offering, and also updates to our existing programs like the Digital Citizenship Curriculum. So let's get started by talking about what's new with our curriculum. You may already be really familiar with our curriculum, and we have some new features and new options that we're offering to you. The first is unit assessments. And so in our scope and sequence for the curriculum is broken down by units, and now we offer assessments for each unit from K to 12. Each assessment has about 15 to 20 questions, depending on grade level, with a variety of question types, which I'll show you in a minute. And your students can email results to you. You also receive a report with the student's overall score for the unit and which questions they got correct and incorrect. This is coming October 21st. So this is an example of a drag and drop question of the assessment or paragraph response. We have graphic organizers, comparison and contrast, and marking correct or incorrect. We incorporate some of our curriculum videos into the assessments. And students are provided a score, which they can then email directly to you with a detailed explanation of their correct and incorrect answers. So check out those unit assessments coming October 21st. We also are offering 2 new curriculum videos. If you're a middle school teacher, you may be familiar with the lesson Digital Trillion-Dollar Footprint, and we've revised the digital footprint graphic video in that lesson. And if you're an elementary teacher, we also have a new song and video called Pause and Think Online, a really fun song, and especially for your younger elementary students. So check that out. And we also have a associated packet with the lyrics and a poster that you can put up in your classroom. We are also working on digitizing our K-12 curriculum into an ebook format for tablets. So it's the same curriculum you love in the palm of your hand. There'll be a teacher and a student edition. In the teacher edition, you'll have more in-depth topic explanations around the curriculum topics, embedded professional development, more videos that are embedded for you to watch regarding the topics, quiz questions and reflection questions, and you can teach directly from your tablet. And in the student workbooks, students will have the student handouts, which are now in PDF form, are being transformed into more interactive activities and they're embedded videos for students and interactive assessments and the ability to email work to the teachers. So be on the lookout for those coming January 2014. You may also be familiar with Digital Passport, and we've had Digital Passport. We launched that last year on digitalpassport.org, but we now are having it available as an app. So Digital Passport is an immersive, interactive, blended learning experience for 3rd through 5th grade students to learn the basics of the rules of the road of digital citizenship. It spotlights 5 key topics, and the app that students use communicates to the teacher dashboard on the Digital Passport website. So if your students are using the app version, all of that information from their gameplay and their badging and everything, you get that information on the teacher dashboard. And then students still receive the great badging that indicates game completion. So the app is coming soon to Android and iOS. And it's also won a couple of awards in the meantime. Last year it won a Serious Play Award, and this year it won a Reader's Choice Award from eSchool News. We also have the app available now on Edmodo. So if you're using Edmodo, you're using it a lot with students, that's how you're communicating with students and having them do assignments. You can use the app through Edmodo so that students have that safe walled garden and they can play the app within Edmodo. It's convenient because all the student accounts are automatically set up for you. And students still get those great badges to indicate achievement, and those badges are transferred into their accounts. So if you're in Edmodo, I encourage you to check out that app as well. The next program that we've done some updating on is our Educate Families program. So let's take a look at some updates on that program. First, we've divided up resources into 5 easy actionable steps that you can take to connect and educate parents. One of those steps is an outreach step, and in that outreach kit, we have new flyers that you can customize for parent events like parent nights and coffees. We have a new needs assessment survey for parents and kids, and new slide decks and scripts in English and Spanish. We have the same great advice, videos, and tips in English and Spanish, just organized in a much more comprehensive way. We have new family media agreements, which are very popular. We indicate some of our new resources for parents like learning ratings. And one of my favorites, we have a widget to embed our parent blog onto your website so you easily get fresh content for parents and makes your life a lot easier. We also offer a couple professional learning communities that I'm really excited about. The first is with EdWeb. And as a member of this community, you receive invitations to free monthly webinars, continuing education certificates for watching webinars. Even if they're archived, you can still get those certificates. A discussion forum to ask questions and post comments to others about issues you may be facing, and just a place to connect with others. We're having really great success so far with this community. It's a really thriving community, so I encourage you to join. We also have a new community coming soon with Thinkfinity, and this is another place for you to connect with other teachers on digital citizenship and also get cutting edge news and resources. So again, that one's coming soon. You may already be familiar with our Common Sense Certification Program. If you're not, it is a new program where you can get certified as an educator or as a school for your commitment to digital citizenship. It requires you to meet certain milestones like teaching lessons, communicating with parents, and sharing resources, but you get badged for your efforts and it really shows your commitment. So I encourage you to check that out. And you may be inspired to go through the certification process and get certified. Earlier this year, we launched a new program called One-to-One Essentials. And this is a program that really helps you with onboarding for your one-to-one tablet program. It offers a customized 3-phase approach that prepares you and your school for tablet integration. It provides guidance, advice, and resources that inform educators and families and others in your school community about the changes that might be happening and delivers important digital citizenship curricular resources that we know it's so important to have, especially in a one-to-one integration. So there are 3 steps with several tools beneath each step. The first step in Envision, your goal is to really survey your stakeholders, discuss the landscape of your school, outline your approach, and identify your thought leaders in that, and really come up with your school's vision for how ideally you want your one-to-one implementation to roll out. In the second step, you communicate with key stakeholders, not only by creating a shared vocabulary, but helping teachers discover the potential of going one-to-one, what that means for them and their teaching. In this step, you identify great apps and websites and games that will help with curricula and instruction, and you share your expectations with families about what will happen with the one-to-one implementation. And finally, we have the implement phase, where you really incorporate your vision and you include digital citizenship in that vision. You familiarize students with their devices. Maybe we have some ideas for boot camps. We help families set expectations around it, like with family media agreements and a back to school guide, and really teach students about responsible use. So those are the 3 phases of the One-to-One Essential program. I encourage you to check that out. Even if you already have a one-to-one program, you may find some tools that will be helpful for you. The next tool I'm excited to share with you is called Graphite. You can find it at graphite.org. So let me tell you a little bit about how we got to create this tool, and then I'll tell you what it is. So we saw that there was a problem with teachers finding great digital content for learning. For instance, think about all of the education apps that are in the marketplace today, and how do teachers navigate that sea of media to find the good stuff for their students? Some teachers might enjoy spending hours finding the best digital tools for their students, or it can be quite maddening to do that and time consuming. So Graphite is a platform that helps teachers discover, curate, use, and share the best digital tools for learning. It offers high quality, rigorous ratings and reviews. It's for teachers by teachers, and it's absolutely free and available to you. Why did we create Graphite? Well, for one, there's no central marketplace where digital content is collected and categorized. There's no standard rating system for content comparison of all these tools. And it's time consuming for teachers to discover great products and also see how other teachers are using them. There's no clearinghouse by teachers for teachers on authentic feedback, again, on how they're using these digital tools in their teaching. So let me show you some of the features of Graphite. For one, you can discover great content through top picks lists. And there's a couple places. I'm showing you screenshots of Graphite here. There's top picks lists like best science apps or ELA Common Core tools or wonderful things for math Common Core connections. There's also top picks that we feature on our homepage. And again, that's that list of tools that will lead you directly to the reviews. You can also discover through wonderful articles on the Graphite blog and through the intuitive filtering that Graphite offers. As you see here, there's type, there's subject matter, grade level, price. There's even, when you click on apps, it filters down further to what kind of platform you're using. And then what you will get to is reviews and content that are served up based on what you've chosen in your filters. So you may be wondering about the ratings and reviews and the rating methodology. So Graphite the reviewers examine three learning dimensions in the rating. One is engagement, like is it fun? Is it engrossing and compelling? Will students want to play it again? They look at pedagogy, like does it carry depth of content? Do skills transfer to offline situations? And does it build key concepts? And they look at support. Are there app tutorials and tips? Are there support for teachers? And is it accessible to many different audiences? And there's also other details in the review, like the target grade for the app, website, or game. Common Core standards alignment is also listed. The types of subjects that the tool covers, and even skills that the tool covers. So in these three learning dimensions here, the Graphite reviewers, the expert reviewers who bring a wealth of experience to the review team, cover those three things, but also the average teacher who can submit his or her own reviews can cover those things as well. So in a review, when you click into any product and you look at the review, you'll see two different ratings. And the first is the rating by the expert reviewer who's written a very in-depth review based on those three dimensions. But you'll also see teacher ratings right here too. And that's in the form of a crowdsourced teacher rating in the form of field notes, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But teachers can share their rating as well. You'll see specific dimensions, those three dimensions that I mentioned below, and sort of a top level pros and cons and bottom line of the tool. And then further down, you would scroll down and pops up the really in-depth review to get a really good picture of the tool. You'll also see product information on the left, like the price, top level of the grade level, setup time, that kind of thing. The subjects that are covered, and maybe, it could either be by school subject or other skills. There's Common Core standards that are listed, additional skills, and then other general information below, like what kinds of learners is it great for and what kinds of context is the tool great for. So that's in a nutshell a Graphite review. But teachers can also rate and share their reviews of apps, websites, games, and digital curricula. And those come in the form of what we call field notes. And you'll see those on the right side of the screen, teacher field notes. And it's just teachers sharing their own rating and review, their take on it, how they used it with students. And this is really where Graphite, in addition to the expert reviews, is helpful because you can see what other teachers think, how they're using the tool, and get a sense of ideas that way. You can also curate content on Graphite by creating boards, which are collections of your favorite tools. You can organize that by maybe grade level or subject or topic or skill. And it's just a great place to have all your favorites in one place. You can also create in what we have a very new offering called app flows. And an app flow is a framework for seamlessly integrating technology into your lesson plans. So you're provided a framework to drag and drop tools on Graphite into your lesson plan, and then you add your own Graphite tools. You could add your own activities. And the great thing is it starts with the typical 5-part lesson plan that most all teachers are familiar with, and that is the hook in the beginning, direct instruction, guided practice, then independent practice, and then the wrap up at the end. So it really starts where teachers are and helps them think about technology integration at each step. And it doesn't have to be every step, but helps them think with purpose about those steps. So, for instance, when in each step there's reflection questions that helps teachers think about what activity or tool could you integrate within this step of the lesson? Why does it make sense here and not somewhere else? What are you trying to achieve in this step? And how will students use it? So you could either start with a lesson plan that you already have, an existing one, and sort of flesh it out into an app flow, or you can just start and create a whole new app flow. Or you can see other app flows for ideas and inspiration on what other teachers are doing. So we're really excited about app flows. We hope that it's a helpful hands-on tool to help teachers seamlessly create that flow experience of technology integration into their lesson plans. And then finally, in Graphite, you can share and connect. You can connect with other teachers, you can share field notes, your app flows, your boards, and so forth. So it's a wonderful community to connect on just overall technology integration. We also offer monthly appy hours. It's a fun way to hear about one of our top picks lists and see what other teachers have to say about some of the tools on it. So you can check that out as well. And the best thing of all, I think I mentioned this before, is it's free. It's free and you can sign up today. So that sums it up. Those are our new resources this fall. I encourage you to visit commonsense.org/educators to visit these new resources today.